This is the demo site that I've set up. So it's demo.wp for Toastmasters.com. Here I am coming in as a member who is all excited, all fired up, and wants to speak. I can go to the calendar page and I can browse this. Any member of the public can browse this. If I want to sign up for things, I need to click on this button here, or also under where it says Member Access, sign up for a meeting. And for demo purposes, I'm going to sign in not as the all-powerful administrator, but as a member. And I can sign up to be Toastmaster of the day. And once I sign up to be Toastmaster of the day, of course, it's now my responsibility to fill this agenda. I see there's some open slots here. So I get on the phone, I get on email, I get some text messages back, and now I have a few people to add, so I can go in and edit the sign-ups. And it turns out Andrew Jackson also wants to speak. And Abe's got a head cold. He's not going to make it this time. It's too bad. So we'll put George Washington in instead. And we can post changes. So the week goes on. Hopefully I fill out my agenda more. I might also want to print out a sign-up sheet. So, whoa, this looks pretty empty. If people had signed up online, the blanks would already be filled in. But this one looks pretty empty. But I can print this and bring it to the meeting on the 21st. And also go out, and this is the email integration I talked about. Say, I'm not actually going to do this, but if I click send, this will go out to a mailing list of all the people who are in our member database, who are registered as users on the site. And actually, if you remember the older version of Free Toast Toast, it had a feature like this. I don't know whether the new version does. And as meeting day comes up, I can print the agenda directly from the website. Also, sometimes you have a few tweaks that you want to make to the agenda. Maybe you want to have a note on it. You want to print it on fancy stationery. I don't know what you want to do, but I can also export this to Word. Hopefully this is going to work. Okay, so now I can customize this further. That image of the logo should load in a minute, but we're not going to stick around and wait for it. So after the meeting, and this is one of the new parts. Oh, let's see, wait a minute. Sorry, I forgot that I'm Joe Member. I was about to go in and do officer level stuff. But as Joe Member, we should look at the backstage area here, the logged in members dashboard. And as a member, I only have a few options that I can see here, but I can edit my member profile. I can see the member profile. I can print out a contacts list or print the sign-up sheet. Edit my own profile, which is an important thing. We want people to come in and update their information. make sure that we have all these preferences up there, but particularly we want to make sure that we have people's correct phone number. And there's also something where you can add your picture. That's actually not my whimsy. Somebody else came in and added the clown man here. So I'll log out of this. All right, we're going to come back in as the all-powerful administrator. So the options you're seeing here, we have a quite a bit more involved menu structure here. But the things I'm going to show you would be available to a site administrator. They would also be available to an officer. So we have this whole menu here under Toastmasters report. One of the main things we want to do after the meeting is reconcile our information to bring it into reality of who actually showed up. I've got Abe Lincoln down as humorous. He actually didn't show up last week either. This was our humorist. And Martha Jones jumped in to be a speaker at the last minute. I can check off who did table topics at this particular meeting, and I'll save the changes. And I also have the opportunity to do attendance. Now, everybody who filled a role is already filled in as having obviously attended the meeting if they filled the role and we've made our corrections, but we can also add to that list and save our changes. And the point of that activity is to make sure that we have accurate records for our competent communicator report, even our attendance report to see who's been showing up regularly. Who's been making good progress towards competent leader. And we've been playing with the visualization of this, but the idea is to show you what projects are done and where the gaps are in this series of things to do. If you're coming into this and you've been tracking this information in some other way, you would come over to this Edit Member Stats screen. This is after you've imported your members, and everything would be zeros. You would start filling in information. You'd also use this screen to make corrections in general, or to record things that happen outside the meeting, like progress towards different CL projects. We've got to record our changes, and our information will now be that much more up to date. I also have a mentor screen. I just added this the other day. I don't think anything's going to be filled in here. So yeah, nobody has a mentor yet, but we could edit that and start to fill in who is mentoring who. As for how we get members into the system in the first place, it's under the Users menu. If you go to Add New User, which is the standard WordPress screen, you'll actually see a little notice saying, please use the Add Member form instead. We want to capture some information that's not on the standard user form. So we would put in their contact information, we put in their Toastmasters ID, or this is a nifty trick, if I do say so myself, we can download the spreadsheet from Toastmasters.org of our members. You open it up in Excel, you copy and paste into this blank, and everybody gets an email inviting them to the site with a default password. So that's a way of speeding things up. Now, Toastmasters.org is in the middle of redesigning its website, so maybe some of the ways that they spit out this data will change and these features will break, but I will do my best to stay on top of them. So I did this kind of out of order. I wanted to show you, first of all, where this all began. Club Awesome. I am very proud of this club. We are Distinguished President's Club every year after year. I'm not saying that the website is the cause of that. I would like to think that the website helps along the way a little bit. And in fact, I want to brag a little bit right now that one of our members did well in a humorous speech contest, and as a logged in member, again, this would be available to the site admin or as an officer, I have new available at the top. I could go to new post, which would be new blog post. I actually cheated a little bit and started a draft of one. But one of the things I wanted to show you that I think is really nifty, they've actually improved this in recent versions of WordPress, is I can highlight a word like in a WordPresser to bold it or make it italic. One thing that you don't have in a WordPress processor typically is this little chain link icon, which is for adding a link. But in this case, I'm actually not going to add a link to the YouTube video. I want it to appear right in the page. And when I paste in that web address, WordPress is smart enough to figure out that that is YouTube content, and it inserts this little embedded video player. I can publish that. And I can view it on the website. So this is one of the things that I think makes, it's really the WordPress site. It's the software code that I had nothing to do with, that I just take advantage of, that makes this valuable, that allows me to regularly update the club website. Now, if you know anything about search engine optimization, Google likes, and I should mention Bing and others too, but Google likes websites that are updated frequently. And so if you can make it easier to keep your site up to date and to post new content on a regular basis, your search engine rankings will tend to naturally rise. We do also have Facebook integration built in here. These little buttons down the bottom make it easy for me to cross-promote this on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and others. And in general, WordPress content will preview better. Usually when you paste in a link, you want it to automatically generate a little preview on Facebook. So this works also. Copy and paste in a link. And with luck, we will get a little preview down here. Okay. Now that you've seen what WordPress for Toastmasters can do, come on over to wpfortoastmasters.com. Click on the request website link, and I can have a sample club website for you to test, set up within 24 hours, usually quicker.
Or if you just want to try it out, you can go over to the demo site, demo.wpfortoastmasters.com, log in as username member, password member, and you can experiment a little bit. Hope to see you around the site.